Hey, right guys, TrophyMuncher's Joe here, and today we are ranking 13 characters from Gossip Girl, the reboot, obviously not the original because we just had the finale the final episode of the entire show yesterday as of recording this, which I'm kind of still disappointed about. I wanted a season 3, but I do feel like the finale wrapped up 90% of the characters in like a reasonably fine way. It's not going to be like the best series finale of all time or anything, but I think for the most part, I was pretty satisfied with it. Even though I think obviously they wanted a season 3. So yeah, we have 13 characters here, just as our kind of final Gossip Girl reboot send off, as we like to do. Even though gone too soon. So I could have added another 10 characters into this, like Gideon and Heidi and Kiki, but I don't really have like a strong opinion on these characters. I thought at least these 13 characters I have some sort of opinion on. So we have royalty, higher ups, middle class, the peasants, and the tragic characters, just worse than peasants. We've got down here. So yeah, let's start with Julian, kind of causing a ruckus the entirety of the show for some reason. Just had to get up in everyone's business. I mean, they all kind of did. It is Gossip Girl after all, but she was kind of the worst for it. She betrayed her friendship with Audrey, betrayed her sister friendship, even though they didn't really talk all this season with Zoya. Betrayed pretty much everyone, so that's fun. But Julian, she had a random storyline this season as well where she was hooking up with a married man, but then that just disapparated into nothing after 5 minutes. So I'm going to put Julian in middle class. I think there are some episodes where she's pretty good. There's even an episode where I felt kind of bad for her. I think it's episode 8 or something. I felt kind of bad for Julian in that moment. But for the most part, she's just kind of there. She does more bad than good. And I think she thinks she's this great being and this great person. And everyone calls her out on it, which I love. So Julian, not awful, but not that great either. So we can put Julian in middle class. I want to save Zoya and I want to save Max. Let's go with Aki. Kind of like the nothing character for me. I felt like he was way better in season 1. I don't know. This season he just kind of bimbled around. They tried to make this thruple work with Audrey, Aki, and Max, and it just no one was having it. Apparently, they had to have an issue every single episode. Like they had an episode where they followed Aki around for an hour for the entirety of the episode, thinking he was up to something suspicious, and no, he was just buying dildos and vibrators for their experiences later, I guess. So that was fun, I guess. But it just felt like they had to bring up a problem with these three every single episode. I think I counted, apart from one episode, there was something that was always getting to these three in regards to their relationship. So and we ended where they're not going to be together. So that's kind of disappointing. But yeah, Aki for me, I'll go middle class. I think Aki's more likable than Julian, but I think Julian's definitely more of an actual character than Aki. So Aki can go middle for me. Better in season 1, I'd argue, because he just did nothing in What did he do in season 2? Like season 1, you had all the stuff with his parents, and then the Max and Audrey stuff kind of building up. This season, he just kind of what? Apart from their relationship, I felt like there was nothing. So yeah, Aki, I don't not like him, but there's not much to say about him. Audrey, again, I would argue was better in season 1, kind of in the same realm of Aki, where she had a bit more to do, just because I felt like the friendship with Julian, and then she had her mum as well, which she kind of dealt with more in season 1, but they still brought that over in season 2, which I think worked as well. But again, for the most part, it was just their relationship, which I wouldn't have minded, but for me, they just kind of the relationship fell apart anyway. I'm going to put Audrey in higher ups because she was really good in season 1, and I don't think she was terrible or anything in season 2. But I would have liked a little bit more with Audrey's character. Like we had 10 hours, and I can't really name much she did other than the arguments with Julian. I thought were quite good, and the stuff with her mum was quite good as well. So Audrey, and the actress, is the daughter to Deb from One Tree Hill, which is just a bonus because we love Deb from One Tree Hill, or at least I do. All right, Luna and Monet, I kind of want to save, so let's go with Obi. Obi. He did have a couple of episodes where I guess he was okay, but for the most part, with season 1 and 2, he just existed and was actually more annoying than most. And then the whole finale of them all working together, but him betraying them or trying to and failing miserably was kind of funny. But yeah, I never felt like I hated Obi, but he was just always there and was a nothing character to me. So we're going to put Obi down in peasants. I felt like he was meant to be the Dan Humphrey of the entire show, and I think most people felt the same way about Obi as they did with Dan Humphrey. Even though I like Dan Humphrey, I will admit I kind of liked him. Obi, not so much. He existed. He definitely existed. He was a character in the world of Gossip Girl. Kate. Oh, Kate. In prison now, I believe, because she thought someone was going to... What? I don't even really understand that. Someone was trying to buy the rights to Gossip Girl or something, and then she was like thinking she was going to get loads of money. I don't really know, but she threw herself under the bus as she was told not to by Jordan, but she just full on went for it, and she's going to prison, I guess. But Kate's one of those characters where she's unbearable at times, like truly, truly unbearable at times. But then there are some episodes where I can't help but laugh at how entertaining Kate can be and how ridiculous Kate can be. And you can tell the actress is having a lot of fun playing, or at least I believe having a lot of fun playing Kate. So, I mean, they all kind of come across that way, to be fair to them. But yeah, Kate's just all over the place, absolute mess of a character. But she is funny. She is funny. So we'll put her in middle class, I think, at the bottom there. She would be in peasants if she didn't have that kind of ridiculous side to her, where she just goes so over the top of everything. But she definitely does have that. So we'll put her in middle class. Oh, Nick. Just awful. He's kind of in the same vein as Julian, where they think they're this great person and that they're so nice to everyone and they're doing what's best for everyone if they could just understand. But it's not the case. You're just a prick. And I feel like, unlike Julian, Nick never really had up moments where he's just kind of like on top. I was like, oh yeah, no, actually I fully agree with that, and you're actually a really great guy. I never felt like that way with Nick. And then the second half of this season, he just disappeared into thin air. So, yeah, what happened to him, kind of, even though this picture of him kind of goes hard, to be fair, but they were building up with a romance between him and Kate, and that fell through this season. There was definitely got Kate and Jordan. I don't know how that happened. But yeah, I'm putting him in tragic. I never really liked Nick's character. I think there were some moments in season 1 where I thought he's maybe okay with Zoya. But for the most part, I just thought he was always on his high horse, and yeah, never really redeemed the character, to be honest. So I think he taught himself out of 5 separate jobs throughout the entire show, so that's kind of hilarious. But yeah, a boring character to me, to be honest. Jordan, again, like Kate, absolutely ridiculous, but he is kind of funny sometimes. Their relationship and romance, I think, is the most baffling thing about this entire show. I actually tweeted out when the show got cancelled that I believe the reason isn't to do with viewership of the show. It's to do with the fact that they made these to a storyline. I don't know what that was about. I never felt any romantic chemistry between them, ever. But it's kind of funny that it happened, I guess. We'll put Jordan in peasants, I think, above Obi. He does have some funny moments, kind of like Kate, just not as many. We don't see him as much. And by God, was he annoying in season 1. He's more tolerable in season 2, but season 1, oh my lord. So annoying. But season 2 stops him being in tragic, I guess. Shan, a new addition to season 2. I guess she was at the very end of season 1, to be fair, but I really like Shan. I really liked her friendship with Zoya. I would have liked a bit more of just kind of her personal story, which I guess they maybe would have gotten into in season 3. I think season 2 for Shan was meant to be just be more like, we'll show her face in some episodes a lot more and, you know, build on her friendship with Zoya, and then maybe season 3 will kind of give her her own personal storyline, but we never really got to that. So left with what we have with season 1 and 2. I think she was good. I think she was a good character, and I think she had a lot of potential. Like, I love the little bit where she's like, oh yeah, I'm like incredibly rich, by the way, incredibly well known. Like, she kind of kept that hidden, and I felt like, again, they probably would have built on that more in season 3, but we're never going to know, unfortunately. So as for where we stand, I think I'll put Shan there. Actually, I liked way more than Julian, to be honest. So Shan never really annoyed me at any point, so Julian did. But Julian, admittedly, is more of a character than Shan is. But so yeah, maybe I'll bring Shan just below Julian, actually. I don't know. Likability, Shan's up there, but as a character, Julian. But I'm going to stick with Shan, actually. All right, Camille. Camille? I'm not sure. Probably the best actor slash actress of the entire show, I would argue. I'd argue, acting-wise, I'm torn between the actress who plays Camilla, the actor who plays Jack Dempsey, I want to say, the actor who plays Max, and the actor who plays Zoya, I think. Oh, actually, and the actor who plays Monet, and the actor who plays Luna. Honestly, all these five, in terms of acting, carried the show, or just pretty good. Yeah, I'd say these five absolutely carried, though. But Camille, I think, is boss. We didn't get. She's a terrible human. I think she treats Monet like absolute trash for no real reason. I guess like Monet is a bit like stuck up and getting on everyone's nerves a lot of the time. I kind of get that, but the way Camille treats her, I think, so unjustified, and we never got a resolution to that where they kind of spoke about it. Or I mean, we had a moment where she hugged Camille when Monet did, so that was kind of nice. But yeah, I don't know. She's not a great person, but as a character, she's so much fun to have on the show. I'm kind of annoyed we didn't get more of her, knowing this was the last season, because she was one of the better parts of the show, to be honest. Like, whenever she was on screen, she had your attention. Like, she had your attention no matter what. So, yeah, I really like Camille. Not as a person, I think she's awful to Monet, but yeah, as a character, we're probably going to go higher ups. I thought she was a boss. Alright, let's go with Luna. Kind of the same how I feel with Monet. They're kind of like the side characters in season 1. They were just kind of there, caused some ruckus, and then season 2 they kind of had a lot more. Like, Luna got her own episode dedicated to like her taking down her mum, basically, and the kind of trials and tribulations those two were going through, which I thought was really great. And then Luna kind of coming out on top at the end of the entire show, having her own campaign, I thought was quite fun. So, and I loved her friendship with Max. I thought that was one of the highlights in terms of the friendships that the show had to offer. So yeah, I'm going to put Luna in, not quite royalty, but I will go at the top of higher ups, I believe. Actually, I could go royalty. She doesn't do anything that bothers me, to be honest. Like I said, she had arguably the best friendship of the entire show. Like, what other friendships really rival it? Aki and Obi? No. Zoya and... I actually saw potential between Zoya and Monet, I'm not going to lie. I thought maybe they would have gone into that, but again, we're never going to know. What other friendships do we have? Audrey and Julian? No. They argue all the time. So I would genuinely argue that Max and Luna have the best friendship in the entire show. And Monet and Luna, I guess that could kind of work as well. But yeah, we'll put Luna at the top. And then Monet, I kind of feel the same way about with Luna, but just a bit more up for Monet to Luna. Mona. I guess that would be their like ship name. If I'm definitely know people ship these two. I don't, but I'm pretty sure the ship name would have to be Mona if that is the case. But Monet, I think, is just slightly better than Luna, because we have a lot more with her and Camille, and I don't know, I just preferred Monet as a character. Don't get me wrong, she's sly. She does some things that get on your nerves maybe at times, but yeah, I love Monet, and again, gutted that we just didn't get more of a character, knowing that this was the end. But alright, this one's hard for me. I love both of these characters a lot, so let's go Max. Max kind of has to be at the top. Again, arguably, well, definitely the best actor of the show, because actress, I'd say Camille, but actor would definitely again, I want to say Jack Dempsey is his name. I think everyone can check here actually. Am I right? I want to know if I'm right. Who's Jack Dempsey? There's not Jack Dempsey. I swear there's an actor called Jack Dempsey, but it's not him. He's Thomas. I was way off. Thomas Doherty? I don't know. He's been in Legacies. Okay. Yeah, never mind then. I don't know who Jack Dempsey is. But Thomas then, I guess. Great actor, and I'd say the best character of the show. Like, he even in the last episode, he was the one who just bought his A game when he was kind of saying to Audrey and Aki that they broke his heart and stuff. I Yeah, that scene, I was like, oh, we just didn't get a happy ending for him. Unfortunately, he kind of went back to how he was at the start of season one, which is, and for the long, roadmap of the show, I'm sure that would have made sense. But knowing that, again, that's kind of how we've ended with his character, it is a bit disappointing that we couldn't have just had a happy ending with those three. But I kind of get it. It's not the writer's fault. They weren't going to know. So, but yeah, I love this character. Again, we got a lot with his parents, a lot of his personal journey. So he had the most to do, I think, in terms of his story, which helped. And the cherry on top of that is he he bought his A game with pretty much all the episodes. So yeah, love Max. And then Zoya, Whitney Peak, I believe the actress's name is. I think is great. Some people kind of harp on her acting, as I've seen in some of the comments. I don't really get it. I think she's great as Zoya. Maybe if I went back and, not that I ever will, but if I went back and rewatched season one, maybe I could see those flaws. But I think season two, she was brilliant, and she didn't have much to do this season. Zoya didn't, like a lot of don't get her out of tragic. I can't move her. Oh my god! All right, I'll just hold her somewhere here. I think story wise, she didn't have as much to do because season one it was her against Julian for the entire. And we know how I felt about that. I thought that just went on and on and on. So that was a bit ridiculous. But I don't know. I just feel like Zoya is always kind of like the calm one. She's just calm, peace of mind. There's no stress when it comes to Zoya's character, which I like. She's just kind of a vibe. She's always got the best dress sense, I'd argue. So, yeah, I love Zoya's character. I'm going to put her there, I think. Which I know I probably should put Monet above Zoya. I know that's not really the fan favourite to have Zoya at 2, but for me, she just kind of was always that character that was like, oh, okay, I don't need to worry about being stressed for 5 minutes because Zoya's there and it's just kind of calm. Season 1, I guess, maybe not so much, but season 2, I'd argue that is the case. So, yeah, that's my character ranking. We've got Nick down in tragic by himself, with Obi and Jordan above him as peasants. Middle class, we have Shan at the top, followed by Julian. Julian kind of close, and then Aki. Aki just kind of, for me, didn't do anything really. He was fine. And then Kate is just, Kate's hilarious, but she would be in peasants if she wasn't funny about it. Higher ups, Camille, just because she's a boss, but not extremely likable. And then Audrey, again, Audrey would have been in royalty, but she just didn't really do anything in season 2, so it has to be in higher ups for me. Royalty, we got Luna at 4, Monet at 3, Zoya at 2, and then my boy Max at the top. So there we go, guys. Let me know what you thought of this character ranking, who would be in royalty for you, and tragic. I want to know who's in royalty and tragic for you guys. Yeah, and that'll be the last Gossip Girl video we do. Again, unless it finds a new home, which I just highly doubt, just because of how expensive this show. I mean, it came out about how much the budget for this show was, and my god, it's an expensive show. So I don't think they're going to be able to find a new home just because of how expensive it is. So that's unfortunate. I would have really liked season 3, but alas. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, take care. Peace.